Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily. I'm Ronnie Rance. TK joining us in his Baton Rouge Rougarou satin jacket, which, by the way, you can get online at brrougarou.com. There you go. Looking good, looking sharp. TCL logo on one pack, and then on the back's the best. Got the
Back's
eyes.
cool.
Go to brrougarou.com.
Can I say something about the eyes? A lot of y'all's video, social media thing. I like how the eyes just roll across the screen like inconspicuously, but it's there. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Over there today, getting ready for the Christmas holidays at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. I'm at an undisclosed location presented by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, lasportshall.com. We can get you tickets for the January 9th event with Roger Clemens, Todd Walker, Skip Bertman, Jay Johnson, Dylan Cruz, etc. Go to lasportshall.com and learn more information on that. And we're presented by Le Bears Casino, our presenting sponsor on Sports Shorts Radio and everything that we do. Le Bears, a great host for us. And, of course, at Le Bears Casino, I took Mama Rance over there. She got a chance to see the Edge Lounge. We went over to 18 Steak for dinner last night. A few days ago from my daughter Madison. She got her MBA from LSU. We went to a little celebratory dinner at 18 Steak at Le Bears Casino, and afterwards took Mama Rance back there. They had a private party going on in Edge Lounge, but she had heard us talk about it, wanted to see it, and of course it's beautiful. If anybody went to Edge Lounge over the last decade, it's very different. They shut it down for almost a year. They moved it to a different location because of what they did at the old spot. And now the Edge Lounge is one of the premier places in Baton Rouge to go watch live music, see comedy shows, etc. All right, we move on to the topic of the day. First off, a couple of things we'll hit on. Jaden Daniels not going to play in the bowl game. There's a new team in the Texas Collegiate League. But last night, the story of the night was the Pelicans. The Pelicans were at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. Two former teammates and very good friends, and Ja Morant and Zion Williamson, who played AAU ball together and were childhood friends, they went against each other. Ja Morant, his first game back since his suspension. It's been a number of months since he's played in an NBA game. He comes back. I'm expecting a little bit of rust maybe to be there. None of that. He got the better of Zion Williamson. Zion only had 13 points in the game. Ja Morant played the third most minutes of anybody in the game, the most minutes from Memphis, the third most in the entire game. He went for 30-plus, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and hit the game-winning shot at the buzzer. Unbelievable performance. Storybook ending for the Memphis Grizzlies, who need him because they're not playing well without him. But just kind of a dagger for the Pels, Tommy, when they had the big three all in the lineup.
Well, no question about that. And, a storybook, it's like almost like Hollywood. Morant hits the winning bucket at the buzzer, after they were down by a bunch. I bet the Pelicans.
Plus. Yeah.
I bet the Pelicans laid to 7 halftime. I'm almost counting my chickens before they hatch, And then a friend of mine said, hey, a lot of basketball left. They might lose by 19. Well, lo and behold, they didn't cover, and they lose by a bucket by Ja Morant. And, I'm sure the Grizzlies are fired up because now they maybe can get something going and trend in the right direction. And the Pelicans is just one of those shake your head things. And they'll play, like we said, they're at Cleveland on Thursday night, tomorrow night. So they got to bounce back. And, Cleveland's not great. They can see if they can beat the Cavaliers.
The Pels are currently in 7th place in the West, 5.5 out of first place, but only 2.5 out of second. There's a ton of teams that are log jammed in the middle there. It's amazing what a difference one player can make in basketball, not just at the NBA level, at the college level as well. The Grizzlies have a losing record. They have an abysmal year. Ja Morant comes back like Superman, with an S on his chest and just takes over the game in the second half. The Pels were up over 20 in the first half, 19 at halftime. And then they go and blow that lead. I've said this for years, and last night's game proved the point even more. You don't need to watch NBA to the last 5 minutes of the game.
Well, that's been said for a long time. Like I said, last night they have 19 and a half. I'm laying 7. I'm in good shape, right? No, I'm not in good shape because that's the NBA. NFL teams up 19 and a half proportionally with the points. odds are 98% they're going to win that game. They're not going to lose the game, But in the NBA, if one guy can make a difference on the floor, and like you made a good point. I mean, the Pelicans had their big three out there, lose at home, on a little win streak, coming back from the road, and it's just it was not a good night for the Pelicans.
All right, so the Pellies drop a heartbreaker. It'd be interesting to see. I'm sure the Memphis Grizzlies are going to be ruining a lot of teams' seasons the rest of the year with Ja Morant back. Think about it. This time last year, the Pelicans were one of the best teams in the West, and then Zion got hurt, and of course, we know what that did to the rest of the season. They went down the drain. This time around, they seem to be hitting their stride, sort of, healthy. And if they can manage to keep these big three healthy, manage their minutes. If they do get hurt, hopefully it's an ankle or something that they're out for a week or two at the most. Then there's no doubt this is a playoff team, and no doubt it's a top 6 team in the West, which would then keep you out of that play-in game garbage where anything can happen. All right, we move on to the other local story of the day yesterday, and that was that Casey McKenzie, the general manager of the Rougarou, and myself, we drove over to Lake Charles for the unveiling of a new team, the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators. There you see their logo for the team. The Gumbo Gators will be playing in 2024. That makes 3 teams now in the state of Louisiana in the TCL, the Texas Collegiate League. The Gators out of Lake Charles, the Acadiana Cane Cutters from the Youngsville, Lafayette area, and, of course, the Baton Rouge Rougarou. So now 3 teams along the I-10 corridor. The winner of the Louisiana division will take on the winner of the Texas division in the playoffs. Looking forward to that, Tommy. And Lake Charles Gumbo Gators, they will be playing at McNeese State University this year. That will be their ballpark. It's an all-turf field, which is nice for the weather. And the Rougarou will open up at home on Thursday, May 30th against the Gumbo Gators.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Ryan. As you know, I know some people that are involved with that franchise, and I think it's great to have 3 Louisiana teams, 3 Texas teams. The battles, the storylines, and then of course the I-10 corridor. We've had the Battle of the Basin and the I-10 with Acadiana and Baton Rouge. But now you put Lake Charles. Lake Charles is a huge sports town. They've hosted a lot of LHSAA basketball events and other things. They host a lot of youth sports events in Lake Charles, Sulphur area. It's a big sports town. And, of course, you got McNeese. I think it's great that they're playing at McNeese. I know you're jealous that they're playing at McNeese because they have turf.
Right.
And we don't have turf at Pete Goldsby Field yet or whatever. So I think it's great for the league. It's exciting. And like I said, I know a lot of the people that are involved with the Gumbo Gators, and they're going to be a good franchise. Who's their coach? Has that been named yet?
The head coach, I can't remember his name. It's a 60-year-old guy he's the hitting coach at St. Louis Catholic High School. That's in the last 2 or 3 years, but he spent a career in minor league baseball. He was a Latin American scout. I mean, he was a regular area scout. I mean, the guy has spent about 30 years in professional baseball as a scout. So he has tremendous connections. But you know who the pitching coach is for the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators? Had a chance to talk to him yesterday. He was at the press conference. Barry Manuel.
Wow, that's a good one.
Former LSU pitcher who threw 1985, 1986, 1987, and then played in the major leagues. He's out of Mamou, Louisiana. Former high school head coach I'm trying to think of the name of it. The high school right there, the private school over there, and right outside Opelousas. Anyway, Barry, great guy, a legendary figure in LSU baseball history, and of course a major leaguer. He's going to be their pitching coach, so that's pretty cool.
What I remember about Barry, he's not the biggest guy in the room. In fact, in some rooms, he's the littlest guy. But he threw smoke back before a lot of people threw 95 or even 90 plus in the mid 80s was rare to see that. Now everybody does that. But that's what I remember about Barry. He was this little bitty guy, but he could turn it loose. He had the spin rate before anybody knew what spin rate meant, and got to the major leagues for more than a year or two. Wasn't he up there 3 or 4 years?
I want to say like 4.5 or something like that.
Yeah, with Texas Rangers. I remember him with the Rangers. Of course, I'm a Ranger fan, but anyway. That's great that he's involved. I mean, that and then the guy that was in the minor leagues forever. That's great for the league, and obviously great for the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators.
Yeah, the Barry in 1987, LSU was playing at Auburn, and on 3 straight pitches, because back then the players, like a couple of pitchers for LSU that weren't pitching, they weren't available because they'd thrown the day before or something like that. They would sit behind the screen behind home plate and chart the pitches and have the radar gun and all that kind of stuff. And Barry went 98, 99, 100 on 3 straight pitches in 1987, and that was on the old gun. So might have been 102 these days.
It might have been 108 these days, but no, Ronnie, funny story about the old guns. Of course, I played a little bit before Barry, and the scouts, them guns had this battery thing that wouldn't last real long. Okay, so they had to click it to track the pitch. Well, I remember scouts telling us, like, okay, if you're going to throw a fastball, just glance to your dugout and back so we know to turn the gun on. Because if you're throwing the breaking ball or the changeup, we don't want to waste battery time. Okay, that's how ancient that was. So, of course, then you can imagine, okay, I'm throwing a fastball, I give the signal. Now I don't care where it goes. I'm just trying to hit a number. Okay, I'm trying to get to 86 instead of 84.
Yeah, that's too funny. Yeah, that's unbelievable. It definitely came a long way. Heck, they used to have 2 guns when I was in college 30 years ago. There were 2 guns, the ray gun and the jugs gun. The ray gun was a little slower than the jugs gun. And then they discovered years later that the ray gun may cause cancer, that it was giving off rays that you don't want. Well, where do you normally put a gun if you're sitting in the stands? You put it in your lap. So, that's not good for that. But anyway, so excited to have the Gumbo Gators in the Texas Collegiate League that now makes 6 teams in the TCL, 3 in Louisiana, 3 in Texas, and the TCL will continue to grow. They had 8 teams, during COVID or before COVID and all that, and then they had teams drop when minor league baseball started back up. But the goal will be over the next year or 2 to try to grow the league to get to about 8 teams, which is ideal. Anything over that, it needs to really make sense logistically, geographically. I mean, if you're the Baton Rouge Rougarou, we don't want to be playing games in Kansas, right? I mean, that doesn't make sense. So we got to make sure as the league grows, it grows smartly around that I-10 corridor in East Texas, maybe a little bit in North Louisiana, but not much further than that. All right, so Pelicans lose last night. We got the new team coming in. The other big news kind of around the way is Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels made it official. We thought he would have said it a week ago. He waited a week. He kind of waited till he had the press opportunity to give away some bicycles with Todd Graves at Raising Cane's. And then when he made it official that he wasn't going to play in the bowl game, kind of perfect timing there by the PR machine. But not really a surprise, Tommy. And I don't know that I'm even upset. It's a new day and age. We sort of expected that he wouldn't play. He won the Heisman Trophy. What more to prove? They're not playing for anything, quote unquote. And all he'd be doing is risking his health. So this way, LSU fans get a chance to see Nussmeier. He's going to get all the snaps in practice in the bowl game and get an opportunity to really see what he can do.
Yeah, no one should be surprised that he opted out. I really don't think anybody could say they thought he would play. Okay, and you're right. This is good for Nussmeier. He's going to get all these reps at practice. He's going to play the game against a 7-5 Wisconsin team. LSU's now a 10-point favorite. See, Daniels opted out and the line went up. That means people betting like crazy on LSU, and they're trying to get you to take Wisconsin in the points. But no surprise there. I wish Jaden Daniels well. But for the LSU program, it's a very good thing with Nussmeier. Of course, they got the transfer. A.J. Swan going to come in from Vanderbilt, where he started a bunch of games, played a bunch of snaps. We'll see how that works out. But right now, Nussmeier is the number 1 guy, and it's going to be he's going to get his first career start against the Wisconsin Badgers. And again, that game's 11 a.m. Louisiana time, kick on January 1. Ronnie disappeared on us for a minute. Hey, don't forget Tremonti's. I'm going to tell you about that while we wait on Ronnie. You can get this prime rib, turkey, ham, all the bourbon and wine, the gift cards, and they will be closed Sunday through next Friday. Going to take the Christmas week off, kind of like Sports Shorts Daily. So get your orders in today. They'll give you everything, how to cook it, how to warm it up, the prime rib, the brisket, the turkey, the ham, whatever you need, plenty of wine, liquor, bourbon, vodka, tequila. They got it all here at Tremonti's in Baton Rouge on Jefferson Highway, right down the street from Parkview Baptist. If you haven't stopped in here, you need to do it. You'll be impressed with everything they have here. You'll be amazed, and then you'll become a frequent and regular customer. All right, as we wait for Ronnie, don't forget Sports Shorts Radio this Saturday from the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And also you can listen on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, their app, the iHeart app, the guaranteed broadcast, and the whole bit. So Sports Shorts Radio, don't forget that this Saturday morning. Hunter McCann, myself, Joel Davis, Derek Beckwith, the whole bit. Don't forget to like and share this video. That helps the cause out significantly with all of our marketing partners and sponsors. Like and share this video when you have a chance. We're going to give Ronnie another minute here to see if he pops back in. Don't forget Saints and Rams tomorrow night, Thursday night football. Short week for the Saints, and they have a couple of injuries. A couple of guys missed practice. The Rams are a 4-point favorite over the Saints. That game's tomorrow night out in L.A., so you Saints fans need to check that out. All right, that's going to do it for today's edition of Sports Shorts Daily. Like and share this video. Share our show. That'll help us a lot. And as always, we're presented by the LeBears Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, and we'll be there Saturday morning for radio. I'm back Friday morning with Ronnie. I'll be here again at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood for another edition of Sports Shorts Daily. Have a good day, everyone.